Most people think becoming smarter is about reading more books, memorizing facts, or having some kind of natural genius gene. But that idea is kind of outdated and honestly a bit lazy. Because if you look closely at people who consistently become smarter over time, something strange shows up. It's not what they know, it's what they notice. And even more interesting, it's what they refuse to ignore. There are hidden psychological patterns behind this. Patterns that most people experience every day, but never use. And once you see them, you'll probably recognize yourself in ways that are a little uncomfortable. Smarter people don't start with answers. They start with friction. Something feels off, incomplete, or too simple, and they don't let it go. Most people hear a fact and move on, but a person who is becoming smarter pauses internally and thinks, wait, why is that like that? It reveals a mind that prioritizes depth over comfort. It forces you to admit you don't fully understand something. One person accepts reality as it is. Another quietly breaks it apart in their head. That second person is building intelligence without even realizing it. Because smarter growing people learn something early. Being wrong is normal, not dangerous. It reveals low attachment to identity. Most people don't defend truth. They defend their previous opinion. So when new information appears, they feel attacked instead of updated. But in a smarter mind, it works differently. Instead of "I was right," the mindset shifts to "my understanding was incomplete." From the outside, this can look inconsistent, but internally, it's just system updates. A rigid mind feels stable. A flexible mind actually improves. Because real intelligence starts when you stop just thinking and start observing how you think. It reveals metacognition, the ability to watch your own mental process like a system. Instead of "I failed this task," they ask, "Why did I approach it this way? Was I rushing? Did I misunderstand the goal?" And here's the key. They don't trust their first explanation, because the first explanation is usually emotional, not accurate. Most people live inside their thoughts. Smarter growing people step slightly outside and analyze them. Because most people rush out of confusion, smart growing people don't. It reveals tolerance for ambiguity. When something is unclear, the brain wants quick closure, even if it's wrong. So most people jump to conclusions just to feel stable again. But smarter minds stay in that uncomfortable zone. I don't fully understand this yet. And that yet is everything. Because intelligence grows in that gap between confusion and clarity, not in the moment of certainty. Seeing patterns instead of random events. Because they stop treating life as isolated incidents and start noticing repetition. It reveals pattern recognition instead of emotional interpretation. One person fails and thinks, "I'm not good at this." Another notices, "I always study at the last minute." Same event, different mind. Smarter people constantly ask, "Has this happened before in a similar way?" And suddenly life stops feeling random. It starts looking structured, almost predictable, letting go of image and ego, because they realize something uncomfortable. Looking smart is useless compared to becoming smart. It reveals reduced ego pressure. Most people are constantly managing how they appear. "I should know this. I shouldn't ask that. I can't look confused." But that performance drains mental energy. Smarter growing people drop the performance and redirect energy into understanding. So they ask basic questions. They admit confusion. They don't waste energy pretending. And ironically, that's what actually makes them smarter faster. Intelligence isn't a moment. It's accumulation. It reveals long-term thinking replacing emotional judgment. They stop asking, "Am I smart?" and start asking, "What is my thinking becoming over time?" And that's the real hidden pattern, not a sudden transformation, not a breakthrough moment, just small mental behaviors repeated, curiosity repeated, reflection repeated, correction repeated, and over time, it quietly rebuilds the mind. Remember, the mind doesn't become smarter by knowing more in a moment. It becomes smarter when you stop trusting your first thought as the final version of truth.